Since 2026 started, you have been a little relaxed with your health and fitness goals and you're wanting to tighten things up. And I don't necessarily mean having a tighter waist or losing weight. Sure, maybe you want to lose a few pounds, but more importantly, you just want to feel better. You want to be healthier and you want to make yourself proud because you are consistent to taking care of yourself. I don't want you guys to feel too bad about this because this was also me, even as a woman's nutritionist and personal trainer. We were in winter mode and now it's spring and summer, so we're feeling more motivated. We were more relaxing and de-stressing, but now it's game time. The biggest problem I see and that I've seen, in my 4 years of business with women and men working on their health goals is that they want to jump to all these fancy things. They want to jump to 75 hard. They want to jump to these super restrictive diets, if that's gluten-free, if that's dairy-free, sugar-free, if that's a really big deficit. They're jumping to taking supplements instead of focusing on the foundations. A lot of times we think it can't be that easy, it can't be that simple, but it is. And one of the biggest self-sabotaging behaviors is jumping over the foundations because you think that it is too easy and simple. So the 3 things I'm going to share today to tighten up your health goals, to be more consistent, are kind of the foundational things you maybe have overlooked. Guys, this is also what I'm doing this April. So if you're watching this in April, I want you to implement these 3 steps every single day. Or when you maybe are watching this in like October, but you have been off your A game and you want to get back into things, implement these 3 things. And just a little reminder to subscribe and like the video. I just started my YouTube and I'm so happy that you're here. If you're wanting more episodes, I've had this podcast for over 2 years. This podcast is where health and hormones combine with business and entrepreneurship. So if you're wanting more, if you go to It's Bailey on Spotify, I have so many more episodes. First thing we're doing this April, every single day or whenever you're watching this, is tracking our food. This could be using MyFitnessPal, Chronometer, your Notes app, old-fashioned pen and paper. I use the free version of MyFitnessPal. This isn't to be restrictive. This isn't to put yourself in a super crazy deficit or even really to manipulate your macros too much. It's just to be aware of WTF am I eating? Because when you're tracking and you're more mindful of your food, naturally, you're just going to eat better because you can actually see the gaps that are making you feel like crap. And looking at your food every day, every week, you can make changes based off of what you notice. So if you're not eating enough protein, adding in more protein. If you're overeating on, your portion sizes, working on your portion sizes. Brings us to number 2. Every single week on Sundays, we are planning our meals. Now, this doesn't mean you have to meal prep every day of the week. Personally, I really don't like meal prepping. I do work from home and for myself, so I have the blessing of being able to make all my meals kind of in real time. But one of the biggest things you can do to improve your nutrition is simply planning your meals before you go to the grocery store. I'm a basic girl. I literally use TikTok to plan out my meals. And then you're going to take that info you got from tracking. If you need to eat more protein, need to eat more fiber, and then you can plan your meals. What I do is I plan my meals with my partner Monday through Friday. And then when the weekend comes, we kind of plan our weekend meals because on the weekend, maybe we go out to eat, maybe we hang out with friends, maybe we have a slightly different schedule. So we plan different meals for the weekend. I use myself and what I teach my clients is to use what I call the balanced meal equation. So every single meal I'm planning for breakfast, lunch, and dinner has a protein source, a fat source, a carb source, and I also make sure it has fiber in the meal. So a lot of times we focus on protein, but then we're lacking on fiber. I'll put the balanced meal equation on the screen so you can screenshot that. No excuses. This takes me 15, 20 minutes. My partner and I sit down. We go use Google, AI, TikTok, whatever. We find really delicious meals that fit the balanced meal equation. And then again, you can make any adjustments you need based off tracking your food. If that's smaller portion sizes, less sugar, more protein, more carbs, whatever. And we plan our meals for the week. So therefore, all my meals are planned. I don't end up going to get fast food. I don't end up getting Uber Eats because I know exactly what I'm eating every single day. They're not boring meals. They're not plain chicken and rice. They're like exciting, fun meals I look forward to making. I share a lot of these meals on my Instagram and on my TikTok. So find me at Strong by Bailey on TikTok and Strong by Bailey Allison on Instagram. We're tracking our food. We're planning our meals every Sunday or whatever day you want to designate for planning your meals every single week. And again, these things seem basic, but if you haven't been doing them, like you've been overlooking these habits that really will make a difference. Number 3 is we are doing 3 scheduled workouts outside of walking. Now, I think walking is absolutely incredible. I walk dogs every single day. Like I have my business, but I also love walking dogs. I walk so many dogs at my apartment complex. I get in lots of steps, but we want 3 actual scheduled workouts outside of our, daily energy we burn at our job and living our life. Now, to add on to these 3 scheduled workouts, at least having one of these workouts be a workout that someone else programmed. So I personally use ClassPass. This is not sponsored. I just love ClassPass. I live in a city where workout studios are very expensive. A membership for maybe 1 or 2 classes a week is $150, but more likely $200 to $300. I pay about $60 a month on ClassPass, and I get to go to 1 to 2 classes a week. I believe they still have a free trial. I'll link the link to get a free trial if I can find it in the show notes or the description on YouTube. So I will link that there. I use ClassPass so that I can go to Pilates, yoga, different fitness classes, because someone else will always push me more than I push me. And I'm a personal trainer. I also have invested into different fitness coaches, online fitness coaching programs, because they will push me harder than I will push myself. If you're looking for a coach to help you program your workouts, you could work with me in my one-on-one coaching program or Next Level, where I'll program your workouts, I'll help you with your nutrition, and so much more. But I'm guessing you're similar to me that someone else will push you always so much harder than you will push yourself in your own workouts. When I program workouts for myself, I feel like I can tend to be a little too relaxed on them. So 3 scheduled workouts a week, something a little bit more than walking, could be yoga, Pilates, weightlifting, and at least having one of them be something that someone else programmed. Even if you go to the YMCA, there are so many free classes. Have one of your workouts be a group fitness class where someone else can really push you. So I want you guys to take out your laptop, your notes app, your planner, whatever you use to schedule your week, and write these things down. Another problem I see so often is people over-research. They watch so many YouTube videos like this. They consume so many TikToks and Instagrams of how to lose weight, how to balance their hormones, how to feel healthier. They take all these notes, but then they don't actually do anything with it, or they just keep on researching and keep on jumping to the next best thing. So maybe you watch this video, maybe you implement it for a week, and you're like, I'm not seeing progress in a week. Yeah, no duh, it's been a week. And then you jump on to the next best thing. That's why you're not seeing results. So I want you to not only write these things down, but for the next month, every single day, tracking your food, every week, plan your meals, every week, 3 scheduled workouts, one of them being a workout someone programmed for you so you can push yourself harder. If you enjoyed this video, if you are going to implement these things this month, comment below for accountability and give me a subscribe. I'm so happy that you're here.